Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video, and on today's video it's going to be a really exciting one. Especially I found the villagers that I wanted to get, and very quickly what I'm going to be doing today is building like of course a monochrome aesthetic but neighborhood, and I'm really excited to show you guys what this is going to look like. I've gotten a lot of good ideas. But first we got to make the road. I wanted to extend it out just a little bit. I may have to go out a little bit further, but for right now this should suffice just for the time being until I figure out how big the build is actually going to be, because honestly it's going to be pretty big. I've been looking at a lot of ideas, especially when I'm at work, of what I wanted to do and trying to figure out how I'm going to lay it out. Just because we're already on the like the second floor, so I didn't know how big I can actually make it, and that was kind of worrying me. So hopefully everything turns out okay. Well, I'm assuming if this video is up, everything is okay, and it did turn out good, so I'm sure it will. But first thing, I have to not only build the road, but I also need to go ahead and terraform this upper area. I need to deflower, de-weed, pick up everything just to get it out of the way. I don't want to bore you guys with terraforming like one big montage, so I just do a little bit by bit on each video, and plus it's a lot easier for me, so I'm not terraforming all day. But if you guys would prefer that, let me know in the comments, and I can just kind of make a big montage of me flattening out an area. It may, I don't know, be better for you all. I don't really know. It does give me a long time to talk, so it's always nice. And of course, my shovel always breaks. Yeah, I usually, from past experiences, I bring two with me, but I was so eager to get started with this, I only brought one, and my inventory is really full. I don't know what that's about, but yeah. So, monochrome so far has been really cool, and I'm having a lot of fun with this. I've been making a few videos actually in advance because I've been so excited and eager to do all this stuff, and it really shows you guys are really liking the monochrome, and I am too. It's definitely up my alley a lot more, and I really like it because this concept of the whole island is well, the name is Paradox, and it is the total opposite of Kidcore. And I feel like it's going to be a really cool island tour at the end, to see all the differences and stuff. I just think it'd be really cool. And I did want to go out just a little bit further, like to pick up some things, because I was a little worried that it may not be enough space, but we'll see. So now it's time to actually destroy some of these inclines, so I went ahead and did a lot of that. Again, speeding it up for you guys because I know it's not the most entertaining thing in the world, but it has to be done, and I'd rather show you guys everything just in case someone is following along and wants to build with me. I always think that's a fun concept. I don't know, I just like that idea that someone else may want to do some of the builds that I make, because I don't know, it's fun. And now that we got majority of the inclines out of the way, we can go ahead and start with our build. I did want to extend the sidewalk path out just one more, just to, I don't know, make sure I don't go onto the road. That is more important, honestly, because if it didn't work out, I would need to scrap this idea and come up with something else. And I went ahead and placed down kind of like a little guide where I'm going to put the stairs at, because we are going to be building them like kind of like two different little like apartment, I wouldn't say apartment complex, but you know, like in big cities where they have like stairs going up to their house. I wanted to go for an aesthetic like that, and I luckily found one very similar to what I wanted to do. So I wanted to, you know, give it a little insomnia touch and see what we can do with that. I did scoot it over just a little bit, and I wanted to add a different, you know, a few different colors and gray gradients to it, just to make it look a little bit nicer. And so I'm not using the sidewalk path all over, because Monochrome-core isn't the most colorful thing in the world, but it still can look really good, especially if you use a lot of different, grays, whites, and blacks to help blend in everything. And like I was saying before, where this is so close to the very back of the island, I was really concerned about the size, because I didn't know if it was going to be too big of a build to place right here, and I didn't know if I would actually be able to do it. So I did have to edit a few things just to get the size and shape a little bit better, because I wanted it big enough to where I could put some things like, around their house and make it look more lively and just more fun altogether, especially for the villager themselves. And I don't know, I really like having stuff around the villager houses. It just gives them a lot more character, and it's just more fun for me, especially because I like to decorate a lot anyways, so it'll be more fun for me in the long run. And this little grates are really cool. I'm using that to kind of signify where I'm going to put a car. I might put like a car or like a little scooter or something over there. I don't know, it just changes it up, and it's just, I don't know, it looks a lot better than just a plain old road. And now what I'm doing is just mapping out the house itself. I always like to do this just so I have kind of a visual to know where I'm going to place things at, because sometimes I have a bird brain and I forget what I'm doing. You know me, especially if you've been watching me for a while, I kind of just wing things and see how it goes. Yeah. As you see right now, I am now editing it to a different size because I didn't like how it looked, and it did have to get really close to the road, but I do think it will work out, so I'm not really too worried about it. And I built a little alleyway over here too, because I'm going to be placing some stuff in the middle just to add a little bit more decoration. And now what I'm doing is basically just copying the same thing right on over, just to mirror it. And what I'm going to do is just change things up a little bit too, just so it doesn't look like too cookie cutter, like, like matchy kind of deal. But I think it'll work out just fine. And now what I can do is just fill in the rest of it with the same pathing. Again, just kind of mirroring how it was. And I'm even looking over here to see where I wanted to actually do it at, because I wasn't really too sure if I wanted to keep the grates, even though I really like them. But for aesthetic wise, I didn't know if I should. But yeah, and I did end up extending out the road just a little bit more for the time being, because honestly, after this build, I don't know what else I'm going to build over there just quite yet. So I just kind of cut it off right here, because you never know, I might do something else later on. And after I finished up the road over here, I did decide just to terraform just a little bit more, just so it's not in direct vision of what I was going to build, just to make it look a little bit prettier. And now that that's done, I went ahead and talked to my man Tom Nook to go ahead and order some inclines and also move over our first villager. I am going with the stone staircase, it just matches the best. And then also I went ahead and moved over our first villager, which I'm really excited for. We got Apollo. Apollo and Dottie will be right over here, and that is what I'm really excited about. Their houses are absolutely perfect, especially for the monochrome aesthetic. And honestly, I like Apollo and Dottie. They're very vanilla looking, and they just look really clean. And the next day when I time traveled, I did the same thing. Went ahead and got another stone, I think it's like a stone staircase. Yeah. I feel like, I wish there was more. If there was more staircases and stuff, that'd be really cool. Or if you could actually use, customize them yourself, I feel like that would be really cool. There's Dottie looking super cute. And then, yeah, next day, went ahead and did the same thing. Placed down everything. And now that we time traveled, there are both of their houses right here. And they look absolutely perfect. It looks like I did the new, I say new. Looks like I did that Happy Home Paradise stuff where I, changed the color of their houses and stuff, but I didn't. These are just how their houses are, and it's really, really cute. I like how their doors are different. It gives them a little bit more character. Of course, Dottie has this cute teal. It just looks cool. And for the design up top, all I did was, again, just change out the gradients of the grays and stuff. And then in front of here, I just wanted to add these simple panels just to kind of cover up, you know, the terraforming, just so you don't see it as much. And in between, I wanted to add a lot of these evergreen ash trees just to fill it in a lot more and add some green just to kind of break up all the grays. And then, man, these flower partitions, whatever they're called, are amazing. Plant partitions. They're really, really cool, and I'm really glad I came across these because they add so much. And in front of Paulo's house, I just added a steel fence just to cover it up some, and just to create like a little like patio for them. And now I'm going to do the same thing over here, just a little bit different, because again, I want them to have, you know, variety and, you know, like their house and stuff. It just looks a lot better. And over here, I wanted to add a steel fence. I say steel fence, a fence right behind there, just to kind of cover up just a little bit. It doesn't need to be perfect by any means, just enough. And then I wanted to add some round street lamps just to give it some light at night, because I feel like this island looked really cool at night. And I added a mini car and a luxury car, but I didn't really like how that luxury car looked. It just kind of came out just a little too far into the road. So in exchange, I just added a scooter and a bicycle. I just feel like it looks a little bit cuter and neater. And in between, I added these pipes just to give it more of a, you know, city aesthetic. I feel like that looks really cool. Kind of looks like an alleyway, and a little bench just to kind of cover it up a little bit more, and so the villagers can sit down. And now I placed down another like one of those plant partitions, and these safety railings are so cool. They're just really, really nice. I recommend using them if you haven't already. Just like how they can fit into like really small areas is really nice. Give it a try if you haven't. And I just added another like utility pole just to give it some height. I feel like that looked really, really cool. And I don't know, I really think this is coming along really well. I added another like these like steel pipes right beside her house. I don't know, I feel like it was looking really good, so I just left it. And now I wanted to give the houses some character, just like some different things to place around. Unfortunately, the staircase is too close to place anything right here, so that was really unfortunate. So I had to improvise and start placing stuff on the other side of the house just to help cover it up a little bit more. I wanted to give her a little chair and like a little table. I feel like that was really cute and just really simple. Again, these builds need to be simple, nothing too crazy. Going for that kind of aesthetic. And I just added some trash cans just on each side for, you know, their trash. And now I'm behind Apollo's house. I did decide just to place down another fence to cover it up a little bit more. And over here on the side, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do over here just yet. So I improvised, and I just placed down some pathing over here and put down some wide display stands just to cover it up for the time being. I may come back here later on and change this up a little bit. If I do, I'll record it and show you all. It may be part of like another build or something, but just to cover it up a little bit more. And then in front, I added a vending machine and a steel fence just to cover it up a little bit more. Add some layers to like different fences and stuff. But overall, I think this was looking really good. These walls were kind of facing the wrong way. So I went ahead and just changed that. It was bothering me. I didn't really need to, but I did anyways. Because when you go up the stairs, you can see the white and not like clear. It just looks a little bit nicer. I don't know. So I did that, and that's actually the end of the build. So let's go ahead and do our final walkthrough. And that wraps up today's build of our first neighborhood and Monochrome-core. I really hope you guys did enjoy today's video. This video was a blast to make, and I'm really excited on how everything turned out. I really hope you guys do agree. And again, as always, if you guys have any recommendations about anything you might want to see, leave it in the comments below. And if you did like today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time.